We lazily keep the things that need to be attended to in a corner. And we come out looking very fresh, plumb in a Range Rover. But we know we are in a financial mess. We know we are in trouble. But we will never attend to it. And at the end of 30 years, once you retire, you hear he has gone back to the village. He wants to go and rest. They know the rest for Lagos. Or they know the rest for the city. Your mates know the rest for Banana Island. Don't they rest in Ikoyi? They know the rest for VI. I just want the village breeze. I hear you. People have beach houses here in Lagos. And they are feeling breeze more than the one in the village. But your laziness has kept you building for other people and ignoring what you should do for yourself. Hello, and welcome to your favorite YouTube channel, Be the True Rich. My name is Michael. If this is your first time here, please like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell to get notifications when I post my new videos. And also follow me on Instagram at Be the True Rich. Thank you. We're still on the exciting series, The Gospel of the True Rich. And today we'll be taking the last part of overcoming obstacles. And that would be laziness. Today we would be treating laziness. Now, a lot of people have an idea of laziness. A lot of people feel that laziness, or think that laziness, is actually not doing anything. I'm sorry to burst a bubble. Laziness most of the time is doing too much, doing everything, but doing the wrong thing, and not wanting to do the right thing, being over busy over something you know would eventually put you in trouble. That can be laziness. So let me give you a very clear example. A lot of people who are working class today are lazy. Yes, like in Nigeria, we find a lot of people who wake up in the midnight and go to work and come back in the midnight. And they continue the cycle 365 days a year. They don't have time for family. They don't have time for their own business. They can't even try to create their own business. And even if they do, they don't mind their business. They spend so much time minding people's business and so little or no time minding their business. And on the long run, a lot of them lose their homes, lose their children, because how do you explain someone who doesn't have time for family? Spends all their time at the office, always comes in once in a week sometimes, and sometimes even if they come every day, before they get home, their children are asleep. By the time they're leaving the house, their children are still asleep. They can't even talk with their spouse. They have so much issues to deal with, no time to deal with it. Even when they have a quarrel, they try to buy flowers and cakes and vacations for their spouse just to settle the problem, instead of actually sitting down to talk about it. That is the definition of laziness.
Get the best deals on all items on spree.africa. Shop now.
Doing something over and over again and not minding your own business, that is another form of laziness. Yes. And a lot of them are in panic. That is the saddest part, because they know that their house of cards is going to crumble someday, but some way, somehow, they are gambling it through every day by pushing it to the next day and the next and the next and the next and the next. And they keep telling themselves, someday I'm going to start studying, someday I'm going to read this book, someday I'm going to have to watch these programs or these movies that would educate me on how to build my business. Movies like The Men Who Built America, movies like Encanto. Yes, Encanto, the animated cartoon. Encanto, that is a very good movie to watch to learn and understand how entrepreneurship works. Where you have Abuela as the CEO and you have her children and grandchildren with their talent serving and building the community. Yes, that is a very good movie for entrepreneurs to watch. Now, you keep telling yourself, someday I'm going to do these things. You meet rich people every day and they talk to you and they try to wake you up from your slumber. And they're telling you, this thing you keep doing every day. You say, oh, I don't have time. One of the biggest lies poor people tell. I don't have time. So you keep yourself busy. You're so busy building other people, but you would never make out time to build your own. That is the laziness we're talking about. No, it doesn't mean folding your arms doing nothing. It means having your hands too busy doing everything against yourself. And you find out some people 20, 30 years working in the same company, and sometimes even in the same position. And they have never, ever taken out time to build something for themselves. They have nothing set aside for their family. They have nothing set aside for their children. They have nothing set aside for retirement. That once I retire, I'm going to be having cash flow through this to sustain my life and maintain this life. So what a lot of them do is they push the problem forward to the next generation. And like an adage in my tribe that says, once the father is done training the child will start training the father. And that is where they go to hide. So they have so many children and they work for 20, 30, 40 years. And of course, with their time working, they cannot take care of all their children. Maybe one of them, they try, maybe the first child, then they load the burden of these other 7 children on the first child. Then that one may have to quit school to just get the job early enough to start training the other ones and keep going like that and still training the father and the mother. Now, that is laziness from the parents. You should be able to support your children far. You should be able to take them far. You should be able to call them and ask them, how can I help you? How can I come in? How can I assist? But how can you ask that question when you can't even help yourself? You didn't do anything for yourself. There's nothing down for you. You never guaranteed yourself nothing. So how can you help yourself? But you've been busy. You've been busy doing nothing. You've been busy doing the same thing over and over and over. And your business, you put in one side, is there looking at you. Your business is screaming in your mind. Your business you started is on the corner screaming, can you attend to me? I am here to grow. Can you give me more attention? Can you give me the same attention you're giving other people's business? Can we do this? That is for the ones that have something they even decided to start. For most of them, they do nothing. And a lot of them are busy spending money that should be invested. That is another form of laziness. So you're working, you're buying your spouse, maybe your wife or your husband, everything they demand. Your children, buying them everything they demand. Yeah, I see people that are in a financial mess. They are in a trap. But they spend every dime on their children. The minute their children blow away so they pump out money to go and buy it. But they have nothing planned for those children. For some of them, their garage is filled with toys. Children toys. I'm not saying it is bad. I'm saying, look, can you look to the future? Can you rather not do that now and set up a better future for these children? Stop being lazy. Because we lazily keep the things that need to be attended to in a corner. And we come out looking very fresh, plumb in a Range Rover. But we know we are in a financial mess. We know we are in trouble. But we will never attend to it. And at the end of 30 years, once you retire, you hear he has gone back to the village. He wants to go and rest. They know the rest for Lagos. Or they know the rest for the city. Your mates know the rest for Banana Island. Don't they rest in Ikoyi? They know the rest for VI. I just want the village breeze. I hear you. People have beach houses here in Lagos. And they are feeling breeze more than the one in the village. But your laziness has kept you building for other people and ignoring what you should do for yourself. So, you may be wondering, what is the solution to this laziness? The solution sounds funny, but it's greed. Yeah, greed. A little bit of greed. A little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, I know. I made a video where I said, greed can never make you rich. Greedy people are not rich people. Now, it's not that type of greed I'm talking about. I'm talking about the greed you get in the radio station, WIIFM. Yeah, when you tune in there, what's in it for me? What's in it for me? When you ask that question, what's in it for my family? What's in it for my country? What's in it for my parents? What's in it for my siblings? What's in it for me? WIIFM. Now, what would you gain if you decided to take your time and focus on your business? Yes, ask yourself the question. If you ever, never needed to work for money again, how would your life be? If you could afford anything you need in this life without having to beg or steal, how would your life be? If you could give your children a future guaranteed for even your grandchildren, if you could set a standard for your family, how would it be? If you could be the go-to guy in your nation, if you could solve problems for people and in return get royalties, how would your life be? I mean, how would your life be if you become rich? Yeah, that's a question you need to ask yourself. Instead of hiding in a lot of paperwork. You walk from work, you walk in the house, you still take walk to the house, and your children are calling your attention, you can't even look at their faces. Excuse me, I have to finish this and I have to submit this by Monday. Your wife is needing your attention, you can't. Your husband, you can't attend to him, you can't attend to her, you can't attend to things around you, you can't attend to the people around you because you're busy building for people. And you're not building for yourself. That's the most painful part. When you ask yourself, what's in it for me? What would I gain? What would I profit? How would this profit my family if I decided to mind my own business from today and build my own business and not abandon my business? What's in it for me? Then you get the answers. And I'm sure by the time you begin to ask these questions, That's your other mind in the other side. We keep on telling you you can't afford it. No, you can't afford to be working and build your business at the same time. You can't afford to mind your business now. See, you have bills to pay. You have this to that. And every dime that comes to you, you pay the government, you pay the banks, you pay your landlord, you pay everybody. You don't pay yourself. You don't build nothing for yourself. Yeah, that voice would always come to tell you, I can't afford it. Tell that voice, I can't afford it. Then you ask yourself, how can you afford it? The minute you ask, how can I afford it? I have a video that says that, how can I afford it? Your tongue can make you reachable. Your mind will begin to work in ways unimaginable. Stop being lazy. Stop procrastinating. Stop telling yourself, oh, I'm too busy. Oh, I have a lot in my hand. A lot what? You see that job you have, and if you like, work it 50 years. The day you retire or they sack you, they will put another person. Try for your children. You can never transfer your job to your children, but you can transfer your company, your legacy to your children. You can hand over something tangible to your children. Do it for yourself. Ask yourself, what would I profit? Forget that thing they did to us by telling us you think only about yourself. Every time you are just concerned. Yes, you should be concerned about yourself. You should be. You should worry about yourself. All those things they told us growing up. Do you think we are made of money? Do you think we pluck money from the tree? You can't have this. You can't have that. Please tell yourself, I can have it, and work towards it. Stop building for people forgetting about yourself. Help yourself out of it. Come out of it. A little bit of greed is what you need to become rich. Now, when greed goes in excess, that is the one that now becomes a problem. Too much of everything is actually a problem. So too much of greed is a problem. But the greed that comes from WIIFM, what's in it for me, from asking the question, how would it be if you retire early and retire rich? If you don't have to get to the years of retirement and beg for 5 extra years of extension, because all the years you were there, you've not been able to build anything, and probably the 5 years will come, you've still not been able to build anything for yourself. Can you set yourself aside and start building now? Can you do that for yourself? Can you help yourself out of the mess you're already in? A wise man once said, if you've dug yourself into a hole, stop digging. Stop digging. Come out of it. Start planning your way out of the rat race. And if you need someone to talk to plan your way out of the rat race, to get yourself out of that hole, pick your phone and call my number. Send me an email. Let's talk. Let's discuss this thing. Let's plan your life out of that thing you are in now. That laziness, that mental laziness. Let's redirect you. Let's give you a focus, and eventually you become rich. Laziness can only keep you poor. If you want to be rich, you need to beat laziness. Fight your way out of it. Fight with every muscle you have until you become financially free and not have a job security anymore to fall back on. Thank you for watching this video. If this is your first time here, please like, share, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram @BeTheTrueRich. Thank you. Bye-bye.
No more worries over grocery items. Get your items delivered to your doorstep in 24 hours. Shop now on Spree.Africa.